Hello and welcome. Well, we're going to look at the insurance hike, even though it's been put on hold. First of all, we want to find out what even informed it. Now, you see, there's been this assertion that Ghanaians in general are very, very lame, very laid back, and indeed we give everything to Christ. And I think this one move confirms it all, even though there's been little hitches here and there. But who wakes up in the morning and comes up and says, I've increased your insurance by 800%? I mean, that's not an increase in my books. That's a whole new price regime. And you're here to find out how it is that it happened. Because bear in mind, once upon a time, somebody couldn't insure their car because they couldn't, insure their car comprehensive because they couldn't afford it. You wake up and come back and say, whether you like it or not, for third-party cover, you are now going to pay for comprehensive. There are so many questions, and I'm sure we're going to get the answers before the end of the show. I have two thespians in insurance here. When I come back, I'll introduce them. My name is Nana Sakwa, and this is PM Express. Don't move, I'm coming back. Well, thank you very much for staying, and we are looking at insurance premium hikes. Just trying to find out what informed it. Is it fair? Could it have been done gradual? Is this the best option? And at least even now, are they taking advantage of everything that is going on, thinking, well, everything is gone down now, let us throw ours in there now, because if we wait for the floods to subside, the NDC, NPP to stop fighting, and we bring ours in, then all the attention is going to be on us. So while everything is in the pot and melting, why don't we chuck our hike in there? And here we are with an 800% price hike. From where? We have to find out. With me, right next to me, is Edgar Redu, who's an insurance consultant. He's been in the business for a while, and you can probably understand why we have to pay 800% more. Edgar, you're welcome.
Thank you.
That's my brother. I have to charge you. I'm Bantam for you not being on my show. And then we have a fine gentleman, Frederick Lante, Deputy General Manager for Vanguard Assurance. Frederick, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, I know Ghanaians are quite laid back and we give everything to God, but this is one thing which I think even God will not accept. Let me start with you, Frederick. We know you have to increase your price because for the last 5 years, the prices have stayed the same. I'm sure you pay your workers more. They've had wage increase for your workers and everything. So by all means, you also have to, increase. But 800%, I mean, that's not an increase. That's a new price regime. What informed 800%?
Thank you very much, Nana. Insurance industry, like any other industry, it is set with certain problems. We also have methods of pricing. And the main determining factor has to do with the risk premium. And the risk, there are two main factors that we use in determining this risk premium. That has to do with the frequency and the severity. And the frequency has to do with the occurrence to which the insured event occurs. And when we look at the severity, we're looking at the financial aspects. But when we take of insurance, we realize that over, like you rightly said, over the past 5 years, from 2010, insurance premiums have not gone up. Even though the insurance premiums have not gone up, the claims that we pay by way of third-party liabilities and injuries have gone up considerably. It is instructive to note that these days the courts are not very sympathetic with insurance when it comes to award of third-party injury claims. In fact, my company, for instance, Vanguard Assurance, we award an injury claim up to 250,000 Ghana cedi alone. Of course, we all...
A claim or your total?
An injury claim. For a single injury claim of 220,000 for just a third party, for a Tigo. And you ask, the insured paid only 56 Ghana cedi. And you ask yourself, where are the insurance companies going to raise monies to pay the ever-increasing third-party liability claims? We all heard when SIC had to pay an injury claim of 10 million Ghana cedi. These and other related issues have made the costs of insurance claims very, very expensive. Take a Mazi bus.
Sat in the car? Is it,
Take a
Mazi. I mean, 10 million injury claim. There must be a
10 million Ghana
sat in the car.
Yeah, 10 million Ghana cedi. And just take a Mazi bus with about 23 passengers on board. These vehicle is involved in an accident. The insurance companies will be called upon to pay for liabilities caused by the negligent driver through no fault of ours. For that reason, the insurance companies have to price their risk right. And over the years, we have realized that we have not priced the risk rightly.
I'll tell you why you haven't priced it right. Because at the moment, somebody, a 16-year-old mate, turns 18, manages to get himself a driver's license. He's reversed a couple of times, so he thinks he can drive. He comes to you to insure the trotro, and you still charge him 576 cedis.
Yes.
Now this is literally, he's a driving bomb, ready to kill people. A professor of Legon, who's been driving for the last 30 years, lives only 3 kilometers away from his classroom block, never had an accident. He comes to insure his car, and you charge him the same. So, I mean that's a completely unfair way to determine risk.
Yes, that it is for this reason. That is why we have come with a pricing formula.
But this pricing formula is general.
Yes, because
I will pay the same as a new driver today.
Yes, because if you agree with me, for property damage, it was limited. The insurance liability for property damage then has to go with what 1,000 Ghana cedi for third parties and 2,000 for comprehensive. But for injuries, it was unlimited. So long as it's unlimited, the insurers, we don't know the extent of liabilities that will be brought upon us to pay. But under this new regime, we have scientifically come out with our pricing formula. One, we took into consideration the third-party property damage limit, that we took a caveat of 2,000 Ghana cedi. And on this 2,000 Ghana cedi, we applied for private cars, we applied a rate of 1.5%. For third-party injuries.
So for third party, you pay up to 2,000 if I damage something. The first 2,000 you pay.
Yes,
previously. If it's more,
yes, previously.
Okay.
Previously, under the third party, the limit was 1,000 Ghana cedi.
Okay.
But under the new,
that was when I was paying 50. When I was paying 50, 70 cedis.
Exactly. But you always have the option to increase it to any additional sum depending on your exposure.
Okay.
But under the new pricing regime, under third party, the property damage limit has been increased to 2,000, and for comprehensive 5,000. But for the injury,
so I pay you 560 cedis, yeah. And if I damage something, you will pay up to 2,000 cedis.
Exactly.
So,
but you always have the option to increase it to an additional sum, assuming your vehicle is a truck.
Not necessarily. No. If I could come in.
No, okay. Let me bring Edgar. I mean, I'm sure you try to order. I've insured, your car, one of your fine cars, for 550 cedis. I go and crash into electricity pole. A traffic light.
Yes.
Now the traffic light costs 2,000 cedis.
Yeah.
No, it costs 2,500.
Yeah.
So you pay 2,000. I have to add the 500 too. But I have paid 500 cedis to insure my car.
No. You have not paid 500 cedis to insure your car. You have paid 500 cedis to insure your liabilities.
Good. Okay.
Not your car. You've insured 500. And then there are two aspects of the liabilities here. Mm-hmm. One is the one related to the human beings, mm-hmm. which could be injury or death, mm-hmm. and one related to property. And the property is what you're talking about. It could be somebody's vehicle, it could be the traffic lights, it could be
railings,
anything, right? With the property, there's a limit. That limit is 2,000 Ghana cedis. So the question you're asking is that If the bill is 2,500, then what happens is the insurance company is going to pay the 2,000, and then you'll be asked to pay the 500. When it comes to the human beings, it is unlimited.
Depending on who you crashed into.
No. It is unlimited, which means so far as you cannot place a value on a human being, the human being is not coming to sit with you and negotiate what he thinks is due him or her as a result of the accident that you have caused. And that is where the problem comes. Okay? That's where the problem. But let me take you back a little, and then we'll come up slowly for people to understand. The concept of insurance is simply to avoid social destitutes in the system. That is the concept of insurance, to avoid social destitute. And because you cannot because you cannot handle that liability, the state makes it mandatory that everyone must insure the car, hence the existence of the insurance companies. Good. So, for instance, Nana, you own a 55-seater bus, right? And then this bus is going to Kumasi, Accra, Kumasi, okay?
Yeah.
The media is quick to report on the various accidents that happens along the road. Oh, Suhum, Apedra, Chebi, Nkoko, Konongo, all sort of accident. So many people have lost their lives. So many people are injured. We are lifting them to Konfanochi. Some have been sent to the mountains. What have you? You're quick to report on that. Now, let's look at it from this way. The 55-seater bus. Everyone is injured. And assuming you have to pay each of them 10,000 Ghana cedis, it brings a total liability of 550,000 Ghana cedis. And that 550,000 Ghana cedis, you, Nana, as the car owner, you will be sued. You have to pay that amount of money. You see, look at the problem. I'm asking you to pay 500 Ghana cedis, so I would assume that liability of the 550,000 Ghana. And look at the noise you are making.
No, let me.
Wait, no, please. No, please.
Let me. I'll let you continue. Now, I take something like the Sprinter vans.
Yes.
If you go to any MTTU and ask them, how many accidents have you reported this year? They'll probably tell you 20. How many of these were Sprinter vans? They'll probably tell you 70% were Sprinter vans. Therefore, if a Sprinter van is coming to insure and you are still going to charge them 500, then you haven't worked well, because he has to probably pay 2,000 because of how dangerous they are. And maybe that would have even slowed them down, so that if I went to insure my car, because of my type of people or the type of caliber I fall into don't have so many accidents, I pay 50 cedis or 80 cedis.
Nana, are you suggesting, therefore, that in your view, even instead of charging the 500, such people should pay 2,000?
Of course.
Okay, that's you fine. That's one leg of the argument.
Of
We'll come to that.
We'll come
but
to
let's
that.
deal
You
with
see,
the issues
no,
as
but
you
you see,
raise the
but
question.
you see, but listen. You see, this is how it works. You look at it's risk, and that's what you said.
Yes.
Risk. Now, some people are more riskier than others.
No, you see.
So you cannot say that
let me
everybody
just
pay.
explain. Let me just explain something to you here. You see, first of all, let's take it gradually so we don't confuse the issues. You've raised the point, we would address the issue, but you've raised the first, and that's what I'm trying to address here. That what I'm saying to you, that you must first understand that you have a liability. And that liability is what you are passing over to the insurance company. And from that analysis that I gave you, your car...
No, I don't have a liability. I have a risk.
You don't have a risk.
No,
Listen. Listen.
If you're saying the liability, you're saying that by all means, if I leave my house, I'm going to go and crash my car.
I'm saying that you have a liability because you have put a car on the road.
So I have a risk.
It is not a risk. At the end of the day, a liability is on your head because you have caused the problem. Right? That car has gone to cause a problem, so it is...
No.
Fine, whichever. Okay, fine. You have a risk. Okay, let's go. So the risk brings a burden on you.
No, hold on one second. No, hold on. You're confusing me and my viewers. Once I have a car, my aim is not going to go and crash. But it's because I don't know tomorrow. That is why I'm insuring.
Good.
However, some people's tomorrow, by the nature of the work they do, is more dangerous than others. So those whose works are less dangerous should pay less. But at the moment, you're blanketing everybody.
No, you are getting the picture wrong. You are getting the picture wrong. You asked the question. You are now introducing something without the main issue being addressed. And that is why I said, be patient.
Okay.
You are asking why the increase. That was your question you asked, the earlier one. And we are trying to explain to you why the increase. If you think that there should be differentials in the pricing, that's another subject. We can look at it from there. But we are looking at what is on the ground now. And I'm saying to you that you first asked about the traffic light situation, and I've tried to explain the traffic light situation. And I said to you that the risks are in twofold. One is the property that you damage, which everybody can determine its figure, because an object has a price. But when it comes to the human beings, there are no figures. So if somebody is injured and somebody is dead, you can't place a value on the human being. So that particular place is unlimited.
Okay.
And that is the point I was trying to say, that bill that you would have been sued for, and I just gave you that simple arithmetic.
Okay.
Yes, that bill that you would have been sued for by the passengers in the vehicle is what you are passing over to the insurance company. Okay? Now, and then the person is saying that for the 55 passengers on board the bus, if you were to pay each one 10,000 Ghana cedis, you are going to pay 550,000 Ghana cedis for that single accident. You, the owner, you are transferring that risk to the insurance company. Okay. And the insurance company is telling that for we to absorb this 550,000, you come and pay us 580,000, which is about 1% of the premium. Not even 1%. I mean, some, whatever, come and pay that up. And you are having a difficulty with that. Can you afford the 550,000 liability claim that will come on? No, wait a minute. If you have a problem with that 500 Ghana cedis, then what about the 550? Definitely you have a problem. Now, there are certain issues that we have been confronted with by the day. And the issues are the kind of insurances that we're doing, right? As someone says, it's a pool, all right? We all know common knowledge, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. But if the little drops is so little, you will never get that mighty ocean. And from 2010 to date, 5 years on, right? I'm asking you the question that, are you suggesting that the 51 Ghana cedis that the ordinary policyholder is paying, is it commensurate to the kind of liabilities that comes your way? Not forgetting the fact that when there is a claim, it is not like it is a human being and then what you have to give him is 5,000. He is coming to tell you what is due him.
So, but see, the thing then is, we don't know how much increase that maybe claims have increased by 200% fold or claims have increased by 500% fold. No one is aware of it. All we know is that you're going to pay 800% increase in your premiums. But we don't know how much claims there are. But even if it was justifiable, I mean, could it have been 70 here, 30 here, 40 here, Darren, could that have been done?
Yes. If you go to the national road traffic, their statistics are available for you to know the claims that insurance companies have been paying by way of injury claims alone. I even mentioned to you that SIC was slapped with a claim of 10 million. Vanguard Assurance alone, we paid 220,000 just for a single claim alone. So, for instance, like Edgar just said, for injury and bodily damages, it's unlimited.
You see,
so long as these claims...
I can give you another million stories of people who say, I've never claimed, I've driven for 60 years, I haven't claimed. So there's that side of the story too.
In fact, insurance is a pool.
Exactly.
So if the pool is getting depleted, and where are we going to get the monies to pay these future claims? And now, with the new insurance law, it says that claims should be paid within, I think, 2 weeks. So if we are to pay claims within this reasonable time, and we are slapped with these injury claims, you ask yourself, where are the insurance companies going to raise the monies to pay these claims?
Well, but let me also say that, you see, the insurance companies have been able to survive this as a result of the fact that we have, various lines of businesses, okay? And the various lines of businesses have actually supported the motor portfolio. The motor portfolio has not been a profitable one because of what is happening by the day, all right? And I was also of the view that I did say to a few people early in the day when I was speaking with them, I said, you know one thing, the way you're quick to report on the accidents, you should use that same zeal to find out the compensations that these injured people also get, right? And you walk to the insurance company on a daily basis, you get to know the number of claims that are filed by the day, right? The situation we have on the ground is not a healthy one. Healthy one in the sense that we needn't wait for the insurance industry to collapse.
But you see, now, never before have I heard insurance companies say, look, today we made 2 billion or we made 30 billion. We don't know how much profit the insurance makes. All we know now is that, oh, the ground is not good, therefore you pay 800%. Nobody's going to take that.
Nana, you are getting the picture wrong. You see, wait a minute. Let me just explain something to you here. First of all, as I said, if you want to know the, how do you call it, if you want to know how much the insurance companies are making, right, all this data is available at the National Insurance Commission. Currently, the 2013 report is what is available. The 2014 report has not come out yet, right? But the 2013 report is what is available. And if you get in to know what is happening there, you'll be surprised at what you see.
So,
you see, let me tell you something here.
With your clients.
No. Let me tell you something here. The problem we are having is this, that we needn't. I personally say that the 800% increase is too much.
Good.
I say it's too much. However, we understand the intricacies of what is happening. What we tend to do, therefore, is that we need to find a flexible way of making the ordinary man also appreciate the situation and how we can all, meet that figure. We have something known as short period basis. We have something known as pro rata basis. We have something known as annual basis and what have you. We have all these as methods of premium payments and what have you, right? So we're proposing that instead of we insisting or demanding on the, how do you call it, the direct, the straight payment of the 580 or the 471, right? We could work out something. As they say, pay as you go, all right? Pay as you go. So if today I have 100 Ghana cedis and my annual premium is supposed to be 471, based on the pro rata structures, right? How long would 100 Ghana take me? Maybe it can take me for some 90 days.
Well, you can break it up in 10 months, but then you charge an interest on top of that, right?
No.
It's going to be the same.
It's going to be the same.
And how long? For 10 months? Because
no, not necessarily 10. No. You see, what happens is this. We have what we call the short period rates, okay? And short period rates, strict insurance tells you that short period rates are businesses that does not attract renewals, okay? Does not attract renewals. Or when you have to cancel a policy and then do one or two things. But the circumstances under which we are operating, it does not fall within that category of businesses that are not going to attract renewals. So we're saying that due to the economic situations and factors and what have you, we would rather do it on a pro rata basis. That is why you saw in the papers, someone says 1 CD, 30 pesos per day, and then 2 CDs based on the various categories. Which means if you divide the 471 by 365 a day, it means you are paying 130 Ghana. All right. So if you are paying 130 Ghana a day, what it simply means is that, yes, what it means is 130 Ghana will take you for 100 days. Okay. So you can pay the 130 Ghana and let it take you for the 100 days or something like that. And you, gradually we see how we can bring everything up to speed, you know, because we think that, and you know, one of the factors that you also have to appreciate is it's from 2010 to 2015, things are not the same. And they can't be the same. And if we are supposed to operate that same way, then we're going to create a problem for the whole nation.
Yes, if I want to add as to why the insurance premiums will have to go up. If you take the sub-region as a whole,
go up by 800% at a go?
In Nigeria, in Nigeria alone, it's cost a third-party insurance 5,000 naira. In Liberia,
so it's about
5,000 naira. How much is
5,000 naira will be equivalent to, I don't have the dollar, but 5,000 naira. I don't have the conversion yet. But in Liberia, it will be about $300. So if you do a comparative analysis, you can see that we are still far cheaper. And if you take the economic indicators, inflation has gone up. Even water sachet has gone up. Prices of everything has gone up.
Yeah, but you're still
and our operational expenses have gone up. And if insurance is the business that exists to ensure the survival of other businesses, do we want the insurance industry to crash because of third-party liability claims? I think the time is now.
According to this, 5,000 naira is only 106 Ghana cedis.
5,000 naira?
Well, but let me just make this little excuse. I would want to differ with my brother here. I personally don't believe in this kind of comparisons and things because the situations in countries differ. If you want to talk about even salary levels, certain factors and what have you. Let's look at this purely on our own basis here. And what we're trying to say is this, that the premiums that we have arrived at is purely based on our own scientific calculations and things that are happening in Ghana, all right? The 471, as we're talking about, automatically everyone will have a problem with it because how do you expect from 56 CDs to 471?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it is actually out of place. You know, it's out of place.
But you know, if you permit me, I'll just give you the scientific way by which we came out with a pricing formula.
No,
you were able to do that.
No.
Viewers will have to know the basis for the pricing. As we speak now, viewers are not aware how we came with the pricing formula. And it will be very prudent if we allow viewers to know how we came.
Let me hear that before.
Thank you very much.
Take a break. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Of course, if we take the third party, I told you that we took into consideration the risk premiums. And there were two main factors that we used in determining the risk premium. Firstly, I told you it had to do with the frequency and severity. We have realized that the severity of injury claims have been on ascendancy. In that regard, since it is unlimited regarding the injury, the TPL, we took about 20,000 Ghana cedis as the yardstick, as a starting point. Over the years, we were not pricing it on a scientific basis. If you took a third-party policy, we were not pricing the third-party injuries. So in this scenario, we took 20,000. And on this 20,000, for private car, we charged 2% on it. The 2% on that one will give us 400 Ghana cedi. So in that regard, hold on, in that regard, we are making a reserve that the maximum or the minimum claim that will be called upon to pay, the worst case scenario, taking 20,000. So for every third party policy that you take, we are making a reserve of what? 400 Ghana for unlimited liability cover. And for the property damage, I told you that we moved that one from 1,000 to 2,000. For that, we charged a premium, a rate of 1.5%. And 1.5% gave us 30 Ghana cedi. So when you add that, you get a basic premium of about 430 Ghana cedi for the third party.
Let me take a break here. That's assuming that we all have the
so you can see
level
that.
of risk.
So you can see that now it has been scientifically priced. And you see, if you take the tariff which was introduced in 1994, which enjoins us to set a minimum premium, the setting of that minimum premium does not mean that would be on that premium forever. And we have been on this premium for a very, very, very long time.
We agree. Let me take a break here. I don't necessarily say that we shouldn't increase. I'm just saying that going to sleep and coming of 800 jump overnight, I don't know who would agree, but maybe so. But for the first time ever, we're going to try and take calls. So take this number down. That's 0302 211 701 or 702 703 or 704. So 0302 211 701 702 703 704. When we come back, tell me your experiences in insurance and if you think 800% increase is fair, or should it have gone up gradually, or it shouldn't go up at all. When we come back, we're looking at the comprehensive side of insurance. Don't move. Insurance premium hikes, which everybody seems to be quite disappointed about by the level at which the hike came, 800%. Once upon a time you're paying 56 cedis, you go to bed, wake up, and you have to pay 471. With me in studio is Edgar Redu and Frederick Lamte, all insurance thespians. Edgar, let me start with you, and I'm going to comprehensive.
Yeah.
Now, if I pay comprehensive, and assuming I was paying 3,000 cedis for comprehensive, now, per your new policy, I need to pay my comprehensive and also insure the car for third party. Now, that's like, two policies in one.
No, basically, what happens is this. You are required to insure your third-party liabilities.
Is it done anywhere in this world?
Listen, you are required to insure your third-party liabilities.
Sure.
Good.
But a comprehensive would have covered
wait, that. No, wait a minute.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. What you are required to do is insure your third-party liabilities. Mm-hmm. The comprehensive is not any requirement under any law. That is a product of the insurance company.
Sure.
It's the insurance company that is selling that product. Mm-hmm. So by law, what you are supposed to do is insure your third-party liabilities. And we tell you that the third-party liabilities for your private vehicle is 471 Ghana cedis. So that is what by law you should insure. Then you decide that, no, I don't want to go through any problems. I want to have my peace of mind. I've invested so much in this property. I cannot let it go away. So I need a comprehensive policy for my own vehicle. So you come and you want a comprehensive policy for your own vehicle. So that comprehensive policy attracts a certain premium. Mm-hmm. You made mention of 3,000. Okay, so we say that for the value placed on your vehicle, the sum assured is this. So the premium payable corresponding to this sum assured is 3,000 Ghana cedis. So that is for your vehicle. Okay? Then, what the law requires you to do is to insure your third-party liabilities. So your third-party liability being 471 is added to your 3,000, and it becomes 3,471. So that becomes the premium you got to pay.
That's daylight robbery.
I don't have a problem with that, the way you want to interpret it. I'm only telling you what is in operation. Okay? So now the next thing is that under this particular, should I say, policy that you have opted for, the 3,000 is going to take care of damage that will be caused to your vehicle, regardless of who is at fault. Yes. Right? Immediately you call upon your insurance will take care of it and everything. The same way they're going to take care of your third-party liabilities. But you know the funny thing? The funny thing is this. What do you call it? If you're talking about 3,000 Ghana cedis, the 3,000 will give you a sum assured of what? 60,000 Ghana. Look at it carefully. What it simply means is that the vehicle you are insuring, the value of the vehicle is 60,000 Ghana, for which you are going to pay 3,000 Ghana cedis on the 60,000 Ghana. Are you getting the logic here?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Good. For 60,000 Ghana, you are paying a premium of 3,000 Ghana cedis. Then a third party, which is unlimited, that you can get a bill of 200,000 to pay, you are being asked to pay 471 Ghana cedi. Just as Frederick said, he recently paid a claim of 220,000 Ghana for just one individual.
But
wait, get it. That's it. He says he paid a claim of 220,000 for one individual. A tico. Not the cow, somebody in the car. 220. So even if the person paid this new premium of 471, right, he has absorbed a liability of 220,000. And for your car, which is 60,000, you are paying 3,000. So it tells you that even this third-party premium is what? Far too low for the kind of liabilities that are there.
No, there are 2 million cars up and down the country. Everybody is paying well. Maybe the government vehicles won't pay, so let's take 500,000 out of it. So about 1.5 million vehicles are putting all this money in the pond. So you can't tell me that, oh, I paid 200,000 here, so I'm going bankrupt. There are millions and millions of others, hundreds of thousands, who've put this in the pot, but will never turn up at your door to claim. So yes, you have to increase, but it has to be measured.
The 471, find out how many 471s that will go inside 220,000.
Yes, I do not even want to belabor the lawyers. These days, lawyers have turned themselves into insurance claim officers. They walk about the various hospitals trying to pursue claims on behalf of injured victims.
Let's see if I have anybody on the phone and if they have any issues. That's 0302 211 701. If I have anybody on the phone, but I'm sure if you let me know if there's any on the phone, we'll go. But let me take you.
Yes, like I was saying, these days lawyers are all over the place pursuing claims on behalf of victims they do not know. So if insurers are to be called upon to pay liabilities for acts and omissions committed by the others, we have seen that our premiums have been underpriced over the years. And this is about time that, and the funds are getting depleted.
Frederick, I think that
and coming to the comprehensive, I wish to add, people want to know the benefits that we have brought into enhance.
Let me go to the phones. I have Shabelle from Mamprobi. Shabelle, hello and welcome to the show. You're my first ever caller on PM. Hello and welcome to the show. You're my first ever caller on PM.
Good evening.
Good evening. If you lower your TV set and listen through the phone and shoot your question.
I trust you're all doing very well.
Very well.
Edgar is doing so well by explaining this point for all of us to understand. But where I seem to have a problem, especially with Fred, is where he says that lawyers have turned themselves into claim officers. Whose duty is it to ensure? Anyway, my regards to Fred, I don't know he knows me too well. Whose duty is it to ensure that those lawyers who have turned themselves into insurance or claim officers are supposed to be doing that? Or they are not supposed to be doing that? Whose duty is it to ensure that? So that if they are not supposed to be doing that, then must they not get them off the system? Or so is it because the lawyers that we as insurance and those who are buying it are supposed to suffer, or what? What is he talking about? I don't get it. So you should come again on that point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Shabel. Let me speak to James Zuri. You're calling from Aguna Swedru. James, what's your question or your concern?
Yeah, I have a question for your panel. One of them just made an allusion that their calculation was a scientific one. He did it based on a scientific basis. And then he says, let's assume 20,000, something. Based on what kind of scientific did they use to determine the 20,000 that he has mentioned? Based on what? Because he says, let's assume we are going to, before they start determining this, they use 20,000. What amounted to 20? What factor to get the 20,000?
Okay. I get Fred to answer that. How they arrived at that 20. Let me go to Kumasi and speak to James. James, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
James, what's your question or concern? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What the money is saying, it seems, I don't know, it's ridiculous. Honestly, they would think that he said scientific whatever. Is it how he turned scientific proof to how they came about the quotation of that five something that they are talking of? I mean, as if these people, they just plan to come and just dupe Ghanaians. From all what they are saying, I don't get anything from it. They just come to dupe us. You use it from even the 5 years that they are saying, they've increased it. Last year, they've increased the price. Last year, they increased it. They should ask the other colleagues, insurance companies. And they are telling us 5 years they have increased it. What kind of ridiculous people? All these people are here duping people's money.
Okay, James, take caution in your tone, and thank you for calling back. Let's get the scientific reasoning behind the 20,000.
Yes.
They're concerned. Yeah.
I told you that it was based on two factors. Firstly, we're talking about the third-party property damage. Third-party property damage. Previously, the third-party property damage limit, when you took a third-party policy, the limit was 1,000. We have moved it from 1,000 to
Frederick,
2,000.
let me just make a point here. You see, I think the problem is the use of the word scientific. And use of the word scientific connotes a certain or something funny like that, and that is where they seem to have a problem with that usage of the word scientific. And honestly, I don't see any scientific thing about it.
It's a guesswork.
No, it's not a guesswork.
It's based on the risk.
No.
We took statistics.
Yes,
we have statistics based on frequency.
Yes,
I mentioned the frequency.
Yeah, and then the severity. Yes, I mean, we've done something there.
Exactly.
And then you decided to make it. But you see, as I said, at the moment we use the word scientific, it connotes something like hunhudi or something, so people begin to, what is so scientific about it?
I did say that we could pay claims as high as 10 million. So if you are paying claims
those are the extreme end of the damage.
Yes, if you look at those
you see what happens is, let me just say something here. You see, at times I don't think that some of these things we really need to waste our time on them, right? Simply put, we have basis for which we arrive at a premium. And as Frederick was trying to explain, there was this assumption that if you have to pay, take a private vehicle, if you have to pay each occupant in the vehicle 5,000 Ghana cedis, right, minus the driver, it means you have a liability of 20,000 on your hands. Okay, so for you to pay that 20,000, what premium would you charge as commensurate to the 20,000? And then it came out that 2% of that 20,000, so it brings the premium to 400 Ghana cedis. For the
injuries and death.
Then it says that now with the third party liability, right, you have taken 2,000. So the 2,000, we're going to charge you 1.5% on it. So that comes to 30,000.
Let me take a couple. Let me take Daniel from Media. Let me hear your question or your concern.
Hello.
Hello, Daniel.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, this is Richard, not Daniel.
Oh, Richard, I'm sorry.
Yeah. My question goes to the two panelists. I want to find out if, for example, my car, let's say I've parked my car and then someone throws a stone on it as a third-party holder. Do I have any claims to make with the insurance company?
Okay, I'll take the next question, but I doubt it.
Yes, I would like to take this, this question. If the vehicle is comprehensively...
No, he said
third party.
Is it a third party?
Yeah.
Oh, third party.
Third party loser. Let me go to Bema Cap and speak to Samuel. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
Very well.
Yeah, my regard to Edgar. It's a long time.
Oh, really? Accra life.
Hello?
Yes, let me hear your question or concern.
Yes, my question is, they claim for the past 5 years they've not increased the premium. Okay, so because for the past 5 years they've not increased the premium, they decided to increase by 800%. So are they telling us that if they were to be increasing every year, they would have increased more than 100% per year? Is that what they are telling us? It
sounds something like that, isn't it? That's
well,
a very,
yes, it's a legitimate.
It's a valid
yes, a
question.
very. You see, but as we were saying that, you know, some of these things. I mean, I've always said that it gets to a point in time we got to be real, right? We find ourselves in this situation today as a result of the kind of politics we're doing in this country. When we are confronted with real issues, and instead of we to deal with it head on, then the politician comes and says, "Hold on. If you do that, what is going to happen? The people are not going to vote for us." The one who has been put there as the commissioner of insurance who must enforce the law. If you try to enforce the law, then they'll tell you that we have sacked you.
Oh, I don't think that's based on politics. That's
Frederick, let me depart. Let me
Yes.
depart with you here. Let me depart with you
I
here.
don't think so.
Okay, fine.
We have been patient
no,
and,
Frederick, I said let me depart with you.
Yes.
You can hold on to that view. I'm telling you what it is. It is this same problem that is why we have not been able to increase these things. These rates, these even premiums were supposed to have come into being as far back as January. It is the same politicians who put a hold onto it. It was supposed to have come into being in May. It is the same politicians who put a hold to it. But the reality on the ground is that the companies are now feeling the pinch. The companies are feeling the pinch, and as the companies are feeling the pinch, they realize that if we don't take care, we will run into some kind of disastrous situation that will not be good for the whole nation. So the Ghana Insurance Association, speaking to their mother body, which is the regulator, now has to come out with it. Right? Now, as they come out with it, just this evening, they say it is on hold. Why is it on hold? Now the politicians have come in again. You understand? Because of this kind of thing. But if tomorrow the companies collapse, who is the loser?
But see, Frederick, for whatever reason it is that you haven't increased it, could it not have been this? Or 30, 25% here and there? And number two, since that there are so many insurance companies, why don't you compete to beat the price down rather than form a cartel that whether I go A or B or C, I pay the same price? Could it not, like the telcos are doing, fight, I'll come to you because you're cheaper, or I'll come to you because even though I do third party, you give me windscreen cover, so I'll come to you. I mean, you don't throw those things in.
Let me just answer you straight. That kind of business was being done, and a lot of companies could not pay claims. And because it is cheap, everybody preferred to go to the cheap place. And then most of these companies could not pay the claims. And therefore, the insurance commission, you see, the number one duty of the insurance commission is to protect the policyholder, that is the general public. That's the number one duty of the insurance commission, to make sure that the general public does not suffer unnecessarily from acts, omissions, and commissions from the insurance industry. So whatever the insurance commission does, it does it for the interest of the policyholder. When they realize that that kind of, like you are saying, competitive rating, it was hurting a lot of industry. And so they decided that it is not going to happen. If it is 20 cedis, everybody should charge 20 cedis, just to make sure that you are collecting adequate premiums to meet the claims when they come. And even with those kind of premiums that we are collecting, that is where we have reached now. Because with the claims, you don't have any limitation towards the claims, right? The claims are escalating, going beyond. The compensation funds that used to sit at the National Insurance Commission, that takes care of hit and run, cases
on
and on the short.
Let me take Osman. Osman, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Hello, Osman.
Yeah, good evening, Nana.
Good evening.
Yeah, thanks so much for this program. We all wake up this morning just to see how do I see some voodoo's increment in the insurance policies. My main worry, it's about combining the third party and then the comprehensive. What is the logic behind? I don't see paying comprehensive and yet you have to charge me for third party indemnifying again. Why should it be so? Which means that you are combining two policies for me to pay. If the law says that it's mandatory for me to pay the third party, incorporate it into the comprehensive, which I have paid already. Why do I have to pay comprehensive, then I'll pay third party again?
Osman,
I think they are not being fair to us.
I side with Osman, and I think we need to, on the last minute, let me speak to Bismarck, and then we deal with that. Hello, Bismarck, and welcome to the show.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Bismarck.
Yes, hello.
Yes, Bismarck, let me hear your question or concern.
Please, I want to comment on what Mr. Uredu is saying.
Do it quick for me.
Hello.
Yeah, do it quickly for me.
Please, Mr. Uredu is talking about politicians coming. You know, these very politicians who are giving support to this insurance company to work. For instance, if they don't push police to make sure that everybody who is on the road has insurance, they cannot also operate. So definitely we cannot rule out the element of politicians in this particular issue.
Thank you very much. I think this double-edged sword, but comprehensive and third party is daylight robbery.
It isn't a daylight robbery. It isn't at all, because I told you that previously the
law says I should insure third party. That's what I mean. I should have a minimum third party. I've come to you, I paid you $3 grand, $4 grand for my insurance, and you say no. As for that, it's only going to cover your car, but still you need to give me extra money to cover the third party. I mean, that's not right.
Yes, but I told you that previously we were not rating for third party liabilities. That is the new change now. Again, people are not looking at the benefits. The benefits.
Previously, when I had comprehensive, you didn't cover third party?
We covered third party.
Yes.
But we did not rate it right. We underrated the premiums. It is now that we are rating the risk right. It appears people are not even looking at the benefits that they would derive from these. One of the benefits has to do with even flood.
You're saying as if we as the basic of insurance.
The insurance industry, for instance, regarding even the comprehensive, flood is covered. Recently, we witnessed Accra being flooded. Insurance companies will be called upon to pay.
Yeah, but you see, the problem is this, Frederick. What he's trying to say is that there are two sides to the issue here. Yes. One side being that if you charge the comprehensive 5%, whatever, it's supposed to take care of everything. But now you are adding the third party to it. And that is the point we're trying to explain that's the point we're trying to explain that there are two different types of risk. The two different types of risk is that the comprehensive is for your whatever.
Exactly.
But then you still have the third party.
No,
wait a minute. That's it. This is what we have decided to do. That initially, we probably were, you see, let me just say this. A fee must be paid for a service, right? Yes. A fee must be paid for a service. As to how you arrive at the fee, it is your internal mechanism for which you say that for this particular service I'm rendering or why I'm selling this product, this is the price that is in there. You've done your own calculation and you've come to that.
Edgar, quickly, so are we? When is the 800% coming back in?
Pardon?
When is the 800% increase coming back in? Now that is on hold.
No, what is happening is that how do you call it? The insurance.
There will be a broader consultation.
Not necessarily, bro. No. I mean,
which should have been done. But
my
time is up. Can I ask for a part 2 of the show?
Yes, of course.
Would you guys have time?
No problem.
Because I know my callers are busy asking for a continuation of this conversation.
They don't even look at the PA benefits, the flood
benefits. We'll come and look at the flood benefits and everything. So I get my production team to get this. This setback, or this is a conversation that's only just begun. But I want to say thank you very much to Tantees, who provides all the attire I wear on the show. And that's if you want to reach Tantees, they are on 024-366-2001, 024-366-2001. Give them a call or find them on Facebook, Tantees on Facebook. And all that. But I want to say thank you to Edgar, thank you to Frederick, thank you to Nee and Zalu and everybody behind the scenes putting the show together. But as I always say, tomorrow we'll be back to do this all over again. But this insurance conversation will definitely come back. Thank you very much for watching.